it's Triple C here. I'm Justin, and this is Triple C Show number 124. And it's Goodbye Auntie's Comet. We might end up changing that title slightly. But today we're going to be saying goodbye to an old friend of mine, the Auntie's Comet, the last Triple C project ever made. If you haven't seen any of our recent videos we have talked about the Auntie's Comet, basically the story goes like this: is that the Auntie's Comet had multiple different updates to it, yet the chain would always blow off. And it had roughly 2 updates done to it. You had the Auntie's Comet, and you had the Auntie's Comet American Meteor, which is what this is, more like a roadster type style thing. And both of them kind of failed. They both didn't meet their mark. The American Meteor had a lot of stuff also done with it, as well as actually looking back, so did the original Auntie's Comet. They had a lot of work done to them even after they were already released to try and make them work, but they didn't. And they still continued to not work the way that they were supposed to. So it was time to throw in the towel and get a frame, an actual frame, to create the new Comet on. So now, what is going to be happening with this? Well, we're going to be breaking down a few of the parts, and we're going to be using them for Project Tape Hack. A lot of the electrical components mainly. I don't really want to degrade the Project Tape Hack because we said it's a prototype and it's using project parts. I know that might sound crazy, but a lot of the electrical stuff on the Comet is universal. It's not specific to the Comet, so we can definitely reuse it for something. For the next Comet, what are we going to be using from here? Well, pretty much everything you see. The new Comet is not going to differ that much from this one, except for the fact that it will be wider. As you can see, this Comet is very narrow and very long. The new one is going to be shorter and wider. So we have 2 different kind of styles of Comet. So I like to honestly say that the new Comet, which we're dubbing the Giorgio's Comet, is actually going to be mainly an update of this Comet. It's just going to be an Auntie's Comet that is just going to be more structurally sound and hopefully better fit to be outside. So yes, and of course probably a little bit more simple, less kind of crazy electronic type things and more things that tend to work a little better. So yeah, so in today's video I wanted to kind of go around it and kind of just say goodbye to the Comet as it is, or as it was, kind of remember it as one of the greats. So we're going to go around it, and we're going to go take a look at it. Just going to go around it. There's really not a huge theme for today's video. Looking back, this could have been kind of summed up in a post on Instagram, but I don't know. I think this does it a lot more justice of just actually being able to interact with everything, because to a lot of people, including me, this is one of our favorite projects that we've ever made. Despite the fact it has been troublesome, it has been one hell of a ride, and we appreciate what the Comet has kind of brought to us. Despite the fact that it is just a project, its electrical steering system had, and a lot of other things, to be completely honest, were very influential in kind of pushing us forward to basically saying that we could honestly build an actual car. Because if you look closely, you'll find little car type details in the door handles, the mirrors, functioning hood latch, other things that I'm probably missing out on, but are there. Let's talk about how the Comet stands as is. So since the Comet was first released, it has had many different problems, and you could see obviously in its current state a lot of the problems are pretty damn obvious, but I will go over them nonetheless. So at some point we ended up locking this door down because we were having structural issues with it. So you can see it's just locked, and that kind of aided in some structural fixes, because obviously when we removed the roof, a lot of that structure kind of was eliminated, so it just kind of didn't really work that well. Obviously the engine was here. That really hasn't changed all too much. A lot of the parts are just hanging there. If you look closely, the lights are still in it down there, as well as the light covers are still there, as you can see the linden right there. Yeah, so everything's mostly intact, minus the fact that there's no engine in it. You can see there's the brake is still there. It's all connected. If you look up front, everything is completely connected as if we were to drive it, except there's no engine. You can see you have your linear actuator for the steering. You have all your electronic components that will be removed, and you can obviously see the frame, which is not really anything that's too new, because a lot of you guys have probably seen that. That really hasn't changed all too much. Obviously, you have this awesome key fob, which might even make its way onto the new Comet. And yeah, so that was kind of something. I feel like I'm rambling on with this video because, well, I guess that this really wasn't video material. And you guys can probably shoot me down in the comment section, let me know what you think. But I really felt like it'd be so cheap to just put up a post about the Comet. Even if there's not much to say, I think even just me kind of going around, and if you can kind of tune out my voice, just looking around, you might even feel a little bit of nostalgia from, a time that is long gone. The Comet was the last project, obviously. So that is an era that is now completely gone. Yep, everything's still in there. So, plan for the new Comet. I'm going to end up kind of drawing out some schematics a little bit after this, after I'm done clearing everything out. And what's going to basically happen is the C platform, which is still underneath, is still the C platform, is going to stay how it is for a little while, just to support the linden until we get the other frame for the Comet working. We're having some problems over there with things like brakes and things like that, and honestly, we don't even know the model of the frame, so that's causing a little bit of issues over there. So once we get all that situated, which hopefully by the time you're seeing this video it's already situated, we will then bring that new frame over to us, and because it's not currently here right now, it's currently somewhere else working on it, and we're going to take the C platform and replace it officially with the new frame, and then take the Comet stuff and put it on there. Now, of course, the Comet stuff's going to have to be treated heavily with mold-killing spray. I have no doubt there's mold underneath all of this stuff, and we're going to end up rectifying all of that before we put it on the new frame, of course. But basically, to kind of sum it up, I'm going to probably do a few cuts here and some, well, at the back, that's where there's really nothing in the back. So I'm just going to do a few cuts here, and then I'm going to expand it. And I'm going to take pretty much exactly how this is and put a brace right around the back. So what we'll have is the front will be wider, and it still allows us to use the typical Comet silhouette. And if we plan ourselves correctly, we might even be able to use a lot of the front grille, which would be nice, because I don't really know where else I'd really put the front grille if we don't end up using it. So a lot of this is kind of like use it or lose it sort of scenario. And I'd rather not lose any of the Comet traits, especially the Anthony's Comet traits. I'd like to kind of keep them all intact. But what I can guarantee is the side profile will, for the most part, be maintained. It might even be updated slightly, because as you can see, there's a lot of panel gaps, and there's certain parts that just don't look good because, well, since we had to modify it in multiple different ways by moving things around, you could see there's the fenders are gone, and there's things that just don't really look all that good. Because it's been kind of jimmy-rigged over time to do multiple different things. But yes, this is the end of an era for the Comet. But a new era will, of course, start. The Comet is, of course, one of my personal project. It has been inducted into my personal project realm, I guess if you want to call it that, which basically means that this Comet is set for life. And I will be taking care of the Comet, and I will be driving it, and I will be enjoying it and hopefully making some videos, and so you'll see it around. So yes, so without further ado, this is the Comet, the Anthony's Comet, and yeah. So So anyways, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. So make sure to leave it a like and subscribe to Triple C today if you want to. And yeah, I'm Justin. This has been Triple C Show. I'll Triple C you in the next one. Peace, guys.
CillerCrocCustoms.